right, honey, you sit tight. I'm gonna go grab some milk real quick.
Ricky Bobby had a one-track mind.
I wanna go fast. I'm going fast.
30 years later, nothing's changed.
Mama, I'm going fast!
Hey, driver!
This is my review for Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, released in 2006. Will Ferrell, like many comedians, has found his groove, picked something, a style or persona he's good at, and started churning out money-making summer hits. More power to him. Kerry did it in the 90s, Sandler has them too. It's a basic format. Reminds me of that of South Park episode where Cartman pretends to be a robot figure of new Adam Sandler movies, such as Adam Sandler meets this girl, but she turns out to be a tree. Adam Sandler is a rich guy who learns a lesson of life, so on and so on. Much to this theory, I've heard to sell this to the distributors, Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby was pitched as Will Ferrell as a NASCAR driver, and they got the deal. As I say, if they can do it, fair enough. Will Ferrell's movies have a running theme to them. He is usually a dumb guy at the top of his chosen field who has a sudden decline and is bettered. For example, Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Blades of Glory, Semi-Pro more recently. So with that said, the narrative of Talladega Nights is that Will Ferrell is Ricky Bobby, successful NASCAR driver who is at the top of his game, with his best friend and driving partner Cal Norton Jr., played by John C. Reilly, rule the NASCAR world. That is, until French Formula 1 driver Jean Girard, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, hits the scene. Having also dominated his field, he enters the world of NASCAR in hope Ricky Bobby will beat him so he can prove himself. In the meantime, during the fall of Ricky, his best friend Cal starts an affair with Ricky's wife, and Ricky is kicked out of his home and takes his two sons with him to move in with his mum. I've seen Ricky Bobby 3 times, once in the cinema and twice on DVD. Having been a huge fan of Anchorman, I had high expectations with this film. I'm happy to say I really liked it. Sports comedy movies are hard to buy into unless you like that sport, though some can really hit the mark. Happy Gilmore, Kingpin, Nacho Libre, yes, wrestling is a sport, and I like Jack Black, so there. A trademark of these movies is the final scenes are of the final contest of the sport being played out. These scenes are very hard to make funny, as you have to balance the sport and the comedy enough to get the point across, and it also has a tendency to be repetitive. Kingpin, Nacho Libre did it brilliantly in my opinion. Talladega Nights also does it, especially at the very end. Personally, some of the funniest scenes to me were the knife scene, the Highlander rant, basically all of Sacha Baron Cohen's scenes, the cougar stuff, and Ricky Bobby's dad. On the negative points, the shake and bake joke gets a bit annoying after a while. In general, Will Ferrell's dumb guy thing is a little tired and it starts to get repetitive, especially when they could have fallen back on Cohen or Reilly. The drama aspect of this film, with the dad narrative, is pretty well executed and is pretty good on its own right. Gary Cole from Office Space is Ricky's dad and is brilliant. All in all, I laughed quite a bit, not so much on the repeat viewing, so maybe it's not up to too many repeats. No Anchorman, but Sacha Baron Cohen is fantastic, Will Ferrell is funny doing what he does best, and it's a very fun, accessible movie. Gather up some friends and watch it, you'll have a laugh.
You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby! Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me!